we've gotten some requests to do an intro to manifestation for people who are beginners at all of this, all the spiritual stuff, manifesting, all the things. So that's going to be the focus of today's episode. Before we dive into that, I hope you guys are loving the Love from Laura series, and I hope that you like the new structure that we implemented in 2024. So Love from Laura is going to be every single Monday, and I'm going to drop those at 1 a.m. Eastern time. I know a lot of you listen from different time zones, and I want to make sure that it's available earlier in the day for you guys. So I hope that that's helpful. And then Thursdays are going to be more educational videos, podcasts like this. I say videos because I also put this on YouTube if you didn't know. So you can watch me do this. But it's going to be more educational, behind the scenes, Q&A, all of the things to help add some structure to the podcast. I love how we were doing it intuitively for a while, but then I was feeling the urge for just more consistency for you guys, and I would get questions of like, when's the next episode going to be? So I feel like for everyone, this is the best. So I hope you're enjoying that. If you are watching the video, you'll see that I am 31 weeks pregnant at the time of recording this. So if I sound like I'm huffing and puffing, it's because I am. And I also, because I'm pregnant, my dogs are so attached to me. So I have one who's sleeping on my guest bed right next to me. And I told him that he's not allowed to snore this whole time, but I can't guarantee that. So if you guys hear more huffing and puffing, it's him. So sorry about that in advance. But let's dive into manifesting, what it is, how to do it, and how to do it successfully. Because there is so much manifestation information out there. And what I really, really love about Laura is that all the information I'm about to give you guys has been channeled directly from the universe. So if you are new here, let me first describe who Laura is, because I'm going to be referencing Laura a lot throughout this. So I am Gabrielle, I am not Laura, although my name is Gabrielle Lara Gimler. That is my last name, Gabrielle Lara Gimler, my full name. But Laura is an entity that I channel. So I'm an intuitive channeler. And what that means is that I have the gift of being able to connect to people on a much deeper level. So I can talk to people who have crossed over. I can talk to people who are coming forward in this world like babies. I can see what is blocking people's manifestations. And I have this gift of channeling a source named Laura. Now, Laura is made up of 6 entities, and I know that may sound confusing, but it's basically 6 souls. That's just a group of souls that has been with me my whole life, and I just recently discovered them about in the past year. And Laura holds all the secrets of the universe, according to them. They describe themselves as infinite wisdom, but I know that can sound kind of confusing. So the best way to think about Laura is as if they were a Google search engine for just any question pertaining to the universe, and any answer that came up was directly from the universe. If you're familiar with Abraham Hicks or Daryl and Bashar, what Abraham is to Esther is what Laura is to me. What Bashar is to Daryl is what Laura is to me. It's just this beautiful source that I get to tap into that holds a lot of answers. And when I was in the beginning of my manifestation journey, right, I was in desperate straits. I was going through a spiritual awakening. I had no clue what the hell that was because I was not spiritual. I didn't grow up religious. I knew that there was like a higher power out there, but that was it. I didn't put any word to it, nothing. And all of a sudden, my life just kind of flipped upside down. And all of this stuff started happening. I started seeing repeating numbers. I started hearing about manifesting, and I was in a really bad financial situation. I'd gotten laid off from my job. I started a business, and I could not get a single client to save my life. I was racking up credit cards, everything to just like get by. And so I was desperate, and I was like, okay, what is manifestation? And I tried probably every single method out there. I wrote out, I'm manifesting $20,000 1,000 times. I said it a million times. I visualized it. I did all the things and nothing happened. Not a single thing came through. I felt like something was wrong with me. I was upset. I felt like I was being punished. I was so confused. Now I can look back. Oh, my chair is really squeaky too. I forgot to say that, so I'm sorry. But I look back now on that time and I see what was happening, right? So many people in this world have a big, strong soul's purpose, including me. I have a lot of responsibility in mine. And what that means is that I have to navigate through the things that I'm going to teach people. And I had to go through that 3 years of craziness, we'll call it, to understand how manifestation actually works. There's a really big healing component in manifestation, and there is a really big component of needing to make the space for what it is you're trying to manifest. And so with Laura's help, I channeled a framework, a methodology that would actually help people who don't know much about manifestation or who are seasoned manifestors, it works for everyone, to take them from the beginning all the way to actually receiving their manifestation. And it's done through 4 steps. So this intro to manifestation, I'm going to guide you through those 4 steps that again are straight from the source, like straight from the universe, no bullshit, easy to understand, easy to implement. If you guys want to implement this afterwards with me and Laura's help, we have a 30-day challenge. I'll leave the link in the show notes. It's part of our membership. It's only $44 a month. You can cancel anytime. You get to do the 30-day challenge, and then we have an entire resource hub to help you after that. And we meet every single month to do manifestation workshops, hot seat coaching, all of the things. So if you want our guidance, definitely check that out. It's below. But if you like to do things on your own, we're going to teach you how to do it in this, with this simple introduction. And I am going to keep this as simple as possible because I know, like I said, it can just get bonkers out there with all the information in the world with manifesting. So that's who I am. That's who Laura is. That's what we teach. What is manifesting? So what manifestation is when you choose something that you would like to call forward into your life. This can be a tangible thing such as money, or an intangible thing such as a feeling, and you tap into the laws of the universe to bring that forward into your life. So when we say bring that forward, what that means is you bring it into your experience. Like, you get to experience that manifestation. You probably hear me burping a bit. I have a lot of releases. So as an intuitive channeler, what I do is I'm always, especially when I record podcasts, I'm very tapped into my community. I release any resistance or energy around what I had just said that may be jolting for you to hear. Jolting's probably not the right word, but that may, when you hear the words that I say, maybe you have a little resistance towards it. My burps is releasing that energy for everyone. So I hope that makes sense. But anyways, let's get into it. So step 1, you want to manifest. You're curious about it. You want to turn your life around. Maybe you want to call something in. The first thing you want to do is to choose what your manifestation is. Now, we're not asking for it. Why are we not asking for it? Because you do not need permission. You hold the power. Yes, you're tapping into the universe to help you with this, but the universe has already manifested it for you. The universe has done its job. You don't need to knock on their door and be like, hey, can I have this? No, you get to have whatever you want because you are the power. The power is not outside of you, it is you. So you are choosing, you are making that choice. I am going to manifest a marriage. I am going to manifest feeling peaceful. I am going to manifest $5,000. Just like that. And you may notice, and I have a yawn. A yawn is another one of my releasing forms. You may have noticed when I said that, I said it with conviction. No bullshit, conviction. I am manifesting $5,000. I am manifesting a marriage. I am manifesting this. I am manifesting that. When you choose your manifestation, you must say it with conviction. Now, arguably the most important step. And I realized this with the first round of the manifestation challenge we did, or when I launched it in November. What people were choosing was actually out of ego and scarcity. So let's talk about that. We said with manifestation, right? You must tap into the universal laws. Ego and scarcity is very much a humanized thing. The ego does not exist in the universe. Scarcity does not exist in the universe. And I see that so clearly in channeling all the time. Whenever I'm connecting to whomever I'm connecting with my clients, it's all based out of love. There's no love with the ego. There's no love with scarcity. It's fear-based. So when you are choosing your manifestation, you must make sure that it is not fear-based, it's not out of desperation, it's not out of lack. Now, when I was manifesting years ago, like I was telling you guys about, I was trying to manifest $20,000 out of such desperation and such scarcity because I viewed it as solving my problems. Now, with the universe, they don't see you as having problems. You may want to shut off this podcast episode right now. You may have had the urge to be like, are you kidding me? I have so many problems. I've got this, and this. And I get that. I get that we're all humans. I totally hear that. The universe doesn't see it like that. And when you are manifesting, you must be in alignment, you probably hear that word a lot, in a straight line with the universe. You must be 110% in the moment that you're manifesting in alignment with the universe. Desperation, fear, scarcity is not. So you really have to check yourself. And in the challenge, we have a really great ego scan where you can literally feel where it is in your body and help release it. So choosing your manifestation, make sure it's out of abundance, make sure it's not to solve a problem, all of the things. Now, for so many of you, what I hear all the time when I say that is, ooh, another release. Woo, my goodness. Well, I need to manifest money because I have all this debt. I have all this debt, I have to get out of it, and I have to do this for my family. Here's how I want you to look at it instead, because I get that. I've been in debt before too. It freaking sucks. It sucks. It weighs on you. It's all of the things. However, try your hardest to not look at your debt like it is a problem. Thank you, debt, for expanding me. I want to lean into this expansiveness. So I'm going to call forward $1,000 to just chip away at this debt because I want to make this fun. My debt's not a problem. It's there. It's fine. I'm alive. All is well. And I know it's here to expand me. So I'm going to start looking at my debt like a puzzle. So universe, I'm choosing to manifest $1,000. Yes, my debt is $50,000, but I'm going to start with $1,000. Because I want to just chip away at this puzzle. I want to put the first few puzzle pieces together. So over these next 30 days, when I do this challenge, if you choose to do the challenge or however you choose to go about this, I'm going to manifest $1,000 to put towards that. Just for fun. See the difference? See the difference in that rather than, okay, I need $1,000. I need $50,000. So I got to start manifesting that. So universe, I'm choosing that. $50,000, please. I have to get this away. I got to get this off. I need to bring up my credit score. I need to do this, that, because all these things are coming up and you just keep spiraling. Do you see the difference in those two things? Even as I tapped into that, do you guys see how fast I just talked? There's such a difference in the energy. And that is so contagious. And that brings us into step number 2 of manifestation, which is what I call lightening your vibration. You're literally lightening it up. So every single thing that you experience in this world has a vibration. And if you've heard of the law of attraction, and all of the law of attraction is like attracts like. For instance, We don't want to choose a manifestation out of lack because we're going to continue to attract more lack. So that's what law of attraction is. And that is where it becomes really prominent in this phase 2, where we're really, really working on lightening the vibration around what it is that you want to call forward. So when I channel, I see people's just individual vibration. And a really good way that I like to describe it is if anybody has a Mac computer, you know, when you're trying to like download a video or something and it's going so slow, so you check your storage and it looks like a bar, and the bar is full with all these different colors, and then you have like a tiny little piece of white space at the end. And that white space is the clear area of space you have available to download. And it's usually so small, and that's why the computer is running really slow. And the rest of the space that's taken up is like 95% just junk. Text messages, large attachments, just things you don't need anymore. Like they've already served you in your life and you just haven't put them in the trash can yet. That's what we're going to start looking at in phase 2 here. And so when you hear me on Instagram, I talk a lot about the healing journey. This is where the healing journey comes in. So when you choose your manifestation, right, we've got to say it with conviction and confidence. You're probably going to find that as you choose it, the conviction and the confidence is tough. There may be some wavering in your voice, or you could feel physical resistance in your body. So what we want to start looking at now, and mind you, I swear to goodness, this is the secret sauce to long-lasting manifestations. What that means is the moment you manifest it, it's not going to go away. We've all seen people who have manifested something and then 2 seconds later it's all gone. Somebody wins the lottery and the next day they blow all the money, for example. So in this phase, we're going to start looking at any resistance you have towards this manifestation consciously, which is your conscious mind, right, where you think, subconsciously, which is the Mac Daddy and where everything manifests, that's in the back of your mind, and within your nervous system. So what we want to start with here is the awareness of any beliefs we have that contradict the manifestation we're trying to call in. And then we want to start consciously acknowledging those. So I'll get into that in a second. But awareness. So if you find any resistance in your body toward your manifestation, which 99.9% of the world does have, or else you would have manifested it already, totally normal, we've got to start exploring that. So we have to tap into your subconscious mind, because chances are, if you don't consciously know what's blocking you, it's sitting back in your subconscious. 95% of your reality is manifested from your subconscious mind. That's why you see a lot of people who are into manifesting doing EFT tapping, hypnosis, etc., or deep, deep, deep meditation. It's because that's what helps you unlock your subconscious mind. So what's a very intro way of understanding if your subconscious has a lot going on, let's say? Your sleep. So you tap into your subconscious when you're dreaming and stuff, and if you find that your dreams have just been bonkers lately, there's some stuff in your subconscious that needs to be addressed. That's all right. I've been through this journey for a long time now. It will happen to me for the rest of my life. We're humans, we're constantly evolving, this journey never ends. It's just about not making this journey your identity. So what we start with here is any awareness of who, what, where, when, why of any resistance. And when we have that awareness, what we do is we bring it from the subconscious mind or from the nervous system into the conscious mind. And so then in this phase, I teach what I call conscious acknowledgement. And what that means is when you're just actively, like consciously aware of this blockage. So here's an example. Let's say you're manifesting $1,000 to put towards your debt, right? There's a release. You try to say that with conviction and your body just freezes. You feel it in your chest, you feel resistance in your stomach, you feel resistance in your throat, everything. What we want to do is understand why. What belief do we have that's blocking that? Or series of beliefs? And I have so many exercises in that challenge to help you do that. And then wow, where did this come from? Who taught us this? Because chances are, and I've never not seen this guy, so chances are you're pretty subconsciously pissed off at whoever taught you this. Whether it be a parent, maybe your parents didn't have the best financial health, maybe it was a teacher in 2nd grade who made a comment about money, and all of a sudden your subconscious just absorbed it like a sponge. You've had that belief ever since, and it's been blocking you from making money without you even realizing. And so once you are aware of what it is, then you get to just consciously acknowledge it. So for example, let's say the belief is spending money isn't safe. I need to hoard all my money. So now that you are aware of it, next time you're at the grocery store and you go to swipe your card, let's say you budgeted $50 for groceries, you ended up spending $75. So you go to swipe your card and you have resistance swiping your card, you're mad at yourself, you're cussing at yourself, you're pissed, all the things. That is you consciously acknowledging something that you have probably been doing for years. And that exact habit of that I just described is what's been blocking your manifestation. So that is where phase 2, lighten your vibration. We want to lighten our vibration. That means get out any of these limiting beliefs, or what I call cinder blocks. And what I've learned from actually people in my membership, that people out of the US don't know what cinder blocks are. So think of them like big bricks, just very big bricks. But we're removing the bricks from your vibration one by one to make the space. So when it comes to making space, what you want to think about is an 18-wheeler, right? A Mack truck, just a big 18-wheeler. When that goes to park, it needs a lot of space. Think of your manifestation as an 18-wheeler. Now, would you park that 18-wheeler in a compact car parking spot? Absolutely not. It does not work. It is impossible. The same goes for your manifestation. If you only have the tiniest amount of space in your vibration to be able to receive that manifestation, it's not coming in. So we make that parking space bigger and bigger and bigger by doing this work. Now, phase 3, or step number 3, I should say, which is becoming a magnet. When people learn what their blockages are right away, that 2 seconds after the awareness, they want to release it. Doesn't work. This stuff takes time. I will be the first one to tell you that. Manifestation takes time, especially in the beginning, as you're clearing out your vibration. Once the vibration is cleared, and you keep it cleared for the most part, you can manifest like this, but it takes time. In the beginning, it takes time, so please be patient with this. Releases. So once we have the awareness, consciously acknowledge, now we want to begin to become a magnet. And you begin to magnetize yourself to your vibration just through that awareness, just through the steps we do in step number 2. But we really put that cherry on top by now releasing it out. Now taking the time to just get it out of our system. And we do that by implementing new habits, doing subconscious work, doing conscious work, all of the things. That is where you really want to tap into the actual modalities of like an EFT tapping, a hypnosis, journaling, meditation, walking, breathing, breath work, etc. You're physically releasing it from your body. That is how you now really, really, really start to amplify magnetizing yourself to that manifestation. It's such a fun part of the journey, but it cannot be done without step number 2. Step number 2 can get a little heavy. I'm not gonna lie. It gets a little heavy. But it must happen for you to make the space to then magnetize yourself. You cannot have one without the other. That has been the deepest lesson I've learned throughout this journey personally, and from Laura. Laura is adamant about that. There's no bullshitting the universe. There's no getting around. You're either in alignment or you're not. And to get in alignment, we got to bring you back to a state of love. We bring you back to a state of love through doing that awareness work, the acknowledgement work, and then this release work. Rocky is snoring so loud. I'm so sorry if you guys can hear him, but if you could see him, you wouldn't be mad because he's so freaking cute right now. Anyways, so that's where you become a magnet. And then the final step, and step number 4, is when you receive your surprise. Now, when we say receive your surprise, Laura actually called it, and I absolutely agree. We call your manifestations surprises versus actual manifestations, even though they are manifestations, because it's always 10 times better than you ever imagined. And so what you really want to focus on during this phase is, you've probably heard the word surrender, and I won't use that word because I know it's so overused and it's kind of confusing. You're just detaching from the expectation. You're detaching from the outcome. You're detaching your worth from receiving this. You are detaching the timeline. Like in our challenge, I tell people, yes, it's over 30 days. You may find that manifestation comes at 30 days. It may come at 45 days. It may come at 60 days. It may come at 2 days. We've had somebody who manifested it in 3 days. Release any and all expectations. Detach your worth from receiving this. That's a big one. A lot of people don't realize subconsciously how much their worth is dependent on receiving this thing. Because deep down, you may have something where you want the attention of receiving this, not in a bad way. You just didn't have an emotional need met as a child, so you want the attention in receiving this. You want to prove someone wrong. Maybe you had bullies in your life, and now you're finally able to say, like, hey, told you so. Maybe your parents told you to never start the business, or date that person, or do this, or do that, go to that college, and you did, and now you want to say, I told you so. That's where we detach from all of that and really, really, really lean back and just receive the surprise. During this phase, you're not going to care when it comes in, because you're going to know it's coming in. You're going to know it's actually here. You're going to know that you're experiencing it right now. Then all of a sudden, you begin experiencing it. And it's 10 times better than you've ever imagined in your life. And it is the coolest, another release. It is the coolest freaking thing. Like I said, for some of you, that process may take longer than others. This is such a unique, individualized, personalized journey. There's no one size fits all. There's no one size fits all. And that's why when I channeled the exercises from Laura for this challenge, we made it so that it could be unique to you. I hate one size fits all things because I believe I'm a unique individual. I do not work like a lot of people. I just work differently. I learn differently. I was terrible in school as a result. All of the things, I need things that are individual and unique to me and my journey. And the more, Rocky, please stop. I love you so much though. The more that I began channeling, the more, and it's literally seeing people's soul's purpose, it really hit me where I was like, yeah, this is such an individualized process, because your soul purpose is really dependent on your manifestation journey too. And we don't have to get into that. That's a little bit more advanced, but I hope this was digestible. I hope that this was easy to understand. Just a recap now of the 4 things that you need to do to manifest. Choose, not ask, your manifestation. Lighten your vibration around what it is that you want to manifest and make the space. Become a magnet to your manifestation through the release work. And then sit back and receive your surprise. That's it. Those 4 things. Yes, of course, there's subparts to each one. And yes, it takes work. That is one last thing that I want to debunk before I let you guys go with this. A lot of people have beef with manifestation because they're like, no, I did the hard work. And in my head, I'm like, who's out here saying that manifestation isn't work? Because what I can absolutely assure you is that manifesting is not sitting on your couch and just expecting it to knock on the door. There's action involved. But what trips people up is the action is not always tangible. So much of the universe is intangible. Releases. What that means is it's based on feeling. So just going back to the challenge, because this is something we do in the challenge, is tapping into your gut and saying like, what action items should I do today to receive my manifestation? You may hear the word rest. That may trigger the ever living out of you, because you are deep in your masculine energy and your belief is, if I'm not working for it, I'm not receiving it. And the universe is like, no, that's not how this works. You need to rest. Rest is an action item. So there is, and that's just an example. I mean, sometimes it is tangible stuff, sometimes it's not. It's 50-50, there's a mix of both, but both are incredibly necessary. And work is involved in manifesting. We're not just sitting here kicking up our feet and expecting it to just knock on the door. As you clear, you will be able to manifest a lot faster. Action will still be involved, but it may not be as intense as in the beginning. So ask me any questions on this. Follow me on Instagram. I have my handle below in the show notes. DM me. I also have a form in here too that you can write questions in. I want to help you guys with this. Like, me and Laura's mission in this world is to help you all become magnets to your manifestations. I want you to know that you can turn your life around. You have the power to do that. It's going to take some digging on your end. It's going to take looking in the mirror. It's going to take shifting beliefs. It's going to take creating new habits and sticking to those. It's going to be an up and down journey. And I want you to know that you always have a safe space here in my community. Always, always, always. This is the home of spiritual people who are on this up and down journey. And I always say, as long as you operate out of integrity and respect and good character, you are welcome here. That is all I care about. You are welcome here. This is a safe space to ask your questions. I've been through a doozy and a half of a freaking spiritual journey, and with my channeling gift, I can help shed light and wisdom on all of that. So I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know. And that's why I wanted to pour in education later half of the week, and in the beginning of the week, just have Laura pop off with all of their wisdom to help you ground in this journey, help validate you, and help give you answers along the way. Anything else we can do to help you guys, please don't hesitate to let us know. Laura and I love you so much, and we so appreciate you tuning in every single week.